Hello kind people of YouTube and welcome back to another video. Today, as always, we will be looking at the markets briefly before going through a few news articles and interesting opinions from the crypto sphere of the last couple days. Let's just jump straight into it by refreshing CoinMarketCap so we have the newest info, and here we see something quite peculiar. Everything is in the red. Everything tumbles down, except all the way up here. Look at that. Ripple just shooting up 9.42%. Up to 30.6 cents. We just saw it at 27 cents yesterday. Crazy right here. Now let's take a closer look at the 1 day. Wow. From 27.4 cents to 31 cents and now hovering around 30.6. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. We see everything tumble down and XRP not just not fall, but rise by nearly 10% amidst all of this. This is kind of incredible, and we haven't seen this in a while. Now, I'm not sure what the catalyst for this was. I'm sure we'll find articles about it in the coming hours or days. This did just happen a couple hours ago, so it's a bit hard to tell. But right now, it's looking more and more like XRP is getting unhinged from the rest of the crypto world. Like it's not always following the same trends that Bitcoin and Ethereum are following. Like a while ago, we have seen it match EOS much closer than it matched Bitcoin, for instance. So XRP seems to be kind of breaking out of being tied to Bitcoin. And we see that more and more with a lot of major altcoins. It used to be that whenever Bitcoin went down, they went down. Whenever Bitcoin went up, they went up. Now some coins are like getting into their own flow, getting into their own movement that is independent from Bitcoin. And this very much looks like more evidence of that today. But like I said, I don't know the specific catalyst for this yet, so it's hard to tell. We are gonna go through some good news for Ripple and for XRP in a moment. But I don't think any of them would warrant it shooting up 10% in a couple, in like half an hour. But we'll get to that, But in general, market cap has fallen a bit. We were hovering around 200 billion, now we're at 197 billion. But still, this is only roughly 1% down from yesterday's levels. Not that bad. And even then, we see everything in the red, but most coins have only fallen by about 1 to 2%. A few of them have fallen around 5%, like Ethereum and EOS, but most of them only down like 1%. Stellar is down 0.38%, Bitcoin Cash 1%, Bitcoin 1.93%. Just minor falls right there. And Bitcoin dominance has fallen a bit further to 55.5%. I believe yesterday when I made a video it was 55.6%, and a couple days ago it was over 56%, it approached 57%. So everything looking down a bit, except for XRP just performing spectacularly well today. Let's hope that continues for a while. But let's look at some analysis of the market. This is from 11 hours ago, so it's not completely up to date anymore. Most notably, this was before XRP shot up. But let's read it together, shall we? On Cointelegraph, and as always, it will be linked in the description. Crypto markets have seen a sharp decline today, September 18th, with Bitcoin down $200 and market cap dropping as low as 192 billion within a couple hours. Now it is of course back to 197 billion, so some of this has returned back to normal. As of press time, 93 out of top 100 cryptocurrencies by market cap are in the red, while losses among the top 20 coins reach over 10% according to CoinMarketCap. Now, once again, we have seen everything bounce back a bit, with market cap at 197 instead of 192, and most coins not in the double-digit losses anymore. Bitcoin is down around 3.5% over the past 24 hours, having failed to hold the $6,500 support, with its price dropping by almost $200 within 5 hours. At press time, it's trading at $6,283. Ethereum has suffered the most losses among the top 10 coins by market cap, down almost 11% over the 24-hour period, dipping below the $200 price point. This, of course, a bit tragic, because as you can see in this image here, We just saw Ethereum recover in a very spectacular way from a yearly low of about $170. We saw it return all the way to 220, 225 roughly, and now it has undone about half those gains again. That is a bit disappointing. At press time it was trading at 197. I think it's above 200 again. It's at $207 now, but still just about 10% off from the 225 it reached just a couple days ago, 1 day ago I think. Total market cap below 200 billion, currently 192. Like I said, now it's 197. And Bitcoin's dominance has risen from 55.5% to 56.4%. That is completely undone again at 55.5% again. Among altcoins, EOS and VeChain have seen some of the biggest losses over the past 24 hours, down 10.29% and 10.47%. The fifth top cryptocurrency by market cap, EOS is now trading at $4.88. Let's see where it is now. Is it above 5 again? It is above $5 again. 5 of course being the major resistance for EOS that it has been fighting over for a while now. And VeChain was at 0.0127. Recently, senior Dubai law enforcement official Lieutenant General Dahi Kalfantamin, I hope I pronounced that correctly, suggested that digital currencies will soon replace cash, claiming that the only obstacle are lack of public awareness as well as crime prevention policies. With that, Ripple's head of regulatory relations for Asia Pacific and the Middle East stated today that crypto assets and blockchain technology are now being addressed in a more holistic manner by global policymakers. We're going to be talking about this in just a moment. But this is a general view of the markets right now. Like I said, this is 11 hours old. Some of these losses have been closed a bit. Everything has gone a bit up again, but is still significantly down. With XRP being the major exception, turned 3.5% losses into 10% gains. That is beautiful. XRP doing well. I always like to see that. Now we have 2 articles about Ripple. Pretty significant pieces of news, but in my opinion, not enough to explain why Ripple jumped up 10% just from one moment to the next. First up, Ripple could launch xRapid in the next month or so, says executive. Ripple could launch a commercial version of its payment platform xRapid in the next month or so, CNBC reported September 17th. Head of Regulatory Relations for Asia Pacific and the Middle East at Ripple, Sagar Sabai, I hope that was correct, told CNBC that Ripple has been making strides towards the launch of its own product xRapid. The xRapid product is a real-time settlement platform designed to speed up international payments. Built for commercial use and backed by XRP tokens, xRapid addresses the issue of minimizing liquidity costs and making cross-border payment transactions faster. xRapid claims to significantly reduce the capital requirements for liquidity. He said in an interview with CNBC, "I am very confident that in the next 1 month or so you will see some good news coming in where we launch the product live in production." He also noted that regulators' approach to cryptocurrencies has been significantly changing, from the narrative of blockchain good, crypto bad, to taking a more tempered approach towards digital currencies and seeing the benefits of crypto. In August, Ripple partnered with 3 exchanges, Bittrex, Bitso, and Coins.ph, as part of an xRapid solution to build a healthy ecosystem of digital asset exchanges. The new partnership will enable xRapid to move between XRP, US dollars, Mexican pesos, and Philippine pesos. This spring, various financial institutions participated in a pilot of the xRapid platform, which tested payments between the US and Mexico. The participants reported transaction savings of 40 to 70%. In addition to saving on costs, the parties noted an improvement in transaction speed from the average 2 to 3 days to just over 2 minutes. So here now we see it, xRapid coming closer and closer with every passing day. Now, of course, we had already seen this announcement of the collaboration with Bittrex, Bitso, and Coins.ph, where they are moving US dollars, pesos, and pesos of Mexico and pesos of Philippines, and using XRP as the intermediary. Now, we also had that pilot earlier this year with Mexico. And here we see it, transaction savings 40 to 70%. This is hard to beat. To my knowledge, there is no major other crypto project that uses a token in a system for international monetary transfers that has these types of conditions. And we've seen these successful tests. Now it's finally happening, and keep in mind this is xRapid, not xCurrent. xRapid is the product that always uses XRP tokens, meaning for every international transfer, you will see, like for instance, if you're sending money from the US to Mexico, you will see in the US, say you want to move over $1 million US. You will see $1 million US worth of XRP bought in the US, and then those XRP will be sold in Mexico for the value of their pesos going for the XRP. So you will see a ton of movement. Essentially, for every transfer, you will see the XRP amount equal to the fiat amount being bought in one country and instantly sold in another. Even if just a couple billion are moved through that every day, and keep in mind SWIFT is dealing with, I believe, 5 trillion every day in international monetary movement. If even a few billion are sent using XRP, that will mean a massive, massive, massive amount of money flowing through XRP. Now, of course, xRapid will only go live with select banks at first, but it is going to be rolled out to more and more over the next coming months and years, and we will see that properly begin very, very soon now. Here, I mean, we have the statement here, in the next 1 month or so. Now we do have the or so there, so I'm not gonna expect something to definitely happen before the 17th of October. But I think by early November we should probably see these major good news coming out. And next up, some more Ripple news. Ripple signs partnership with Saudi National Commercial Bank. Now we're not going to read this whole thing. The crux of it is that it's another major bank in another new market that hasn't so far been using XRP or Ripple using Ripple's products. Ripple continues its expansion around the world. This time the company has signed a partnership with the National Commercial Bank in Saudi Arabia. In this way, Ripple enters the Saudi Arabian market, an important remittance market in the region. Now, of course, most money that moves around the Middle East is going through Saudi markets at one point or another. So if you want to control the monetary transfers there, the international transfers, the Saudi market is the one you go for. Like I said, not gonna go into details here, but this is relatively big news. This is just one in the latest of many, many, many banks that are signing partnerships with Ripple. Most of them are not being specific on which Ripple products they are planning to use, but always keep in mind that Ripple's business plan is primarily to onboard companies by making them use xCurrent with or without the XRP token first, before moving them on to xRapid, which always uses the XRP token. Now next up, we have someone bad-mouthing Litecoin. In this article, Litecoin is significantly overvalued Relic, cryptocurrency hedge fund claims. Now this is a very long article and I'm not gonna read through it, but let's just look at the beginning here so we know what's going on. Proponents of Litecoin, the 7th largest cryptocurrency, have long touted it as silver to Bitcoin's gold, the medium of exchange to Bitcoin's store of value. Much like physical silver though, Litecoin currently trades well below its all-time high, having plunged to about $55 from a peak of $358. However, according to cryptocurrency hedge fund Multicoin Capital, even at that mark, Litecoin is significantly overvalued. Okay, let's look at why. Now, I think there's a harsh truth that we have to admit, and this is completely regardless of your personal stance on whether Litecoin is a good investment. Or whether Litecoin has good technology behind it. We have to keep in mind that Litecoin and Bitcoin are very much the first generation of cryptocurrencies, and as such, they are employing technology that isn't even acting in the same sphere as later projects like Ethereum or like the newer projects such as XRP, EOS, Stellar. That just has to be accepted. There is so much technology being built on these newer blockchains that simply isn't possible on Litecoin's or Bitcoin's blockchain. And then you do have to wonder, what is still the point of Litecoin existing in addition to Bitcoin? Now, I don't necessarily think it's overvalued at that current price, because Litecoin does have a massive amount of prestige to it and does have a very iconic state in the crypto world. but I do wonder if there are any legitimate use cases for Litecoin to have much of a future. Or rather, use cases that cannot be tackled in a much superior way by other newer cryptocurrencies with improved blockchain technologies. So I think they have a point here. I think it's a bit harsh. I don't necessarily think it's overvalued, but I do think that out of the top cryptocurrencies that we have today, Litecoin is the one with least prospects for the future. I don't see where Litecoin can go. Which use cases are there? Which major companies are working with Litecoin? Which new technology is being built on top of Litecoin? Is there really anything major going on? And then we have to deal with the harsh truth that Litecoin is essentially a version of Bitcoin that is slightly improved in some ways, but it doesn't have the thing going for it that it was the first. It doesn't have Bitcoin's massive community support, and it doesn't have as much research being done on it as Bitcoin. And compared to most other top 20 cryptocurrencies, the technology just isn't up to the same level. And yeah, I think this is harsh. I think there's certainly arguments to be made against it, and I'm unsure if it's really overvalued, but I do think it's a good idea to be cautious when investing in Litecoin. I'm almost certain that the price will go up, but I'm unsure if Litecoin will still really be doing anything in a couple of years. Like, I don't think the value will necessarily crash down. I think there's a good chance that in the next bull market, Litecoin will also gain significantly, because it is one of the major cryptocurrencies that a lot of amateur investors know. People are more likely to invest in something that they know, that they've heard about for years, than a newer project. But I don't think in the long term, Litecoin will remain one of the major cryptocurrencies. I mean, we've already seen it fall from number 2 to number 7 in a couple of years. And I personally don't believe it has a very good chance of becoming number 2 ever again. I'm not saying don't invest in Litecoin. I'm saying be more cautious with Litecoin and consider if you really think it has the same growth potential as some other cryptocurrencies. Some of the newer projects that have a lot of funding, that have advanced technology, that have partnerships with a lot of financial corporations, with banks, with large companies. I'm unsure if Litecoin has the technology and the support behind it to remain a major player in the long term. And I think it's sensible for a hedge fund to pull out of Litecoin and invest into other cryptos instead. And last but not least, a $1 billion blockchain fund is planning a Japanese yen stablecoin, or rather the founders of the blockchain fund. Founding partners of the $1 billion blockchain fund backed by the government of the Chinese city of, I don't know how to pronounce that, are planning to roll out a Japanese yen-pegged stablecoin. I don't know how to pronounce that name either, so I'm not going to try. One of the founding partners of the blockchain fund said the work has already started on the project and that the team hopes to launch the stablecoin by the end of this year or early 2017, South China Morning Post reported on Tuesday. Grandshaw's Technology, a different firm also chaired by the same person that recently got listed in Hong Kong via a reverse takeover of a Singapore construction firm called SHIS, is planning to raise 100 million Hong Kong dollars, that is 12.7 million US dollars, to help finance the project, the report added. The dedicated fund is now seeking contributions denominated in Tether from accredited investors outside China, he said. Further, founding partners of the blockchain fund are already working with a mid-tier bank in Japan for the project, though they declined to disclose the name of the institution. He added that in the future, stablecoins anchored to the Hong Kong and Australian dollars might also be developed. The news comes just days after Grandshaw's Technology officially rebranded from the SHIS name, having purchased over 60% of the firm. As CoinDesk previously reported, Grandshaw's blockchain fund was launched by Tunlan Capital, an investment firm also headed by the same person, in partnership with the local government and the Chinese Bitcoin tycoon Li Xiaolai. That was definitely wrong, in April. Now, the Japanese yen is one of the most important internationally used currencies, with a massive stock market, of course, existing in Japan, as well as Japan being a hub for the international monetary market in East Asia. So I think this is generally a step in the right direction. We will see more of these pop up. We have a lot for the dollar now, with a lot more announced, but we will see more and more popping up for other major world currencies, and this is just the latest in a long line. This is once again more adoption, more development, and that is always good in my book. Anyways, with that, I'm gonna end today's video. I think today has been a very nice day if you are an XRP Ripple supporter. Let's see how long this continues. I'm excited to hear some theories in the coming hours or days on just why it shot up so much in such a short time. But I'm not complaining. And as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. All the links to the articles are in the description, as well as ways to support the channel. And I will see you guys soon.